Using a little bit of artistic license, this reference photo of a barn with a great looking puddle and some of the surrounding background material, I'm going to make a better composition.
All right, I think that gives us quite a lot of interesting stuff for our reflections. Now for the reflections, they have to be straight down from where the source is. So we take this color, maybe this little puddle right here could be a puddle. Okay, there. And then right here, this part, not going to be too much of a mirror shape, but it will be similar. We measure this down to here, so the whole door comes down to about here. Back again to a warmer color. Measure again. Okay, and then over here on this side, this part will show down here. So we need more of the warm color again, a little bit of burnt sienna, and then ultramarine blue, straight down from there. This, and then as it comes up closer to the edge there, it gets a little bit narrower. And then put some cobalt blue in with that mixture. Doing the top of the door here in its reverse. Okay, and it's more blue into this edge right here like this. I don't know if that's going to work very good for that part. And then we'll do a little wiggle here, shape for the top of the door, and then we have the edge of the building. So we'll put that solid shape in there. And then the edge of the building goes down here. Well, actually this part right here. There's the eave. Over here is the rest of this reflection, which has some raw sienna, or yellow ochre in it. Don't make that as colorful though. A little too colorful for a reflection. Okay, there we go. Put the cobalt blue back in here again. We've got the whole thing reflecting in. All right. Still have too much yellow in this one, I think. There, I'll get rid of that. Okay. There we have the reflection straight down. Now let's measure this. The bottom of the window is going to be right there. Right there. So put a little shape for the bottom of the window. Paint it upside down. And some of the raw sienna here. And then we'll put some of the siding shapes in. Let's see. Here. And don't forget a little bit of that raw sienna again, or yellow ochre right in. Let's see, where is this? This part would be right there, so you can't see it. Okay. Just for effect, I'm going to put a little bit in there and then soften the edge. There we go. Now let's see. at this point, it's going to be, see, above the window, this far above the window. Not too much of that shadow is showing. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, and then some of the roof from here shows down in here. Let's not make it too specific when it's on the edge of the painting though. And there the eaves are. The colors are corresponding here. The shapes are corresponding there. Tiny little accent right here. A little bit of burnt sienna in there to correspond up there. Okay, that's good. Now while we let these dry, in the background here we have an opportunity for painting a darker reflection of these trees into a lighter ground. So pre-wet that area, and then you come back with the same colors that you had up here. See how where they would reflect down. Okay, so this part would reflect down to here. Some green. Almost forgot that light area, so while it's still wet, I'll lift it out. Takes a thirsty brush. That means a brush with all the water and all of the paint lifted out of it. And then you just, while it's still wet here, you just lift off the lighter area that you want to reflect. It doesn't have to be exact like a mirror, it just has to relate. Okay, we'll let that dry a little bit while I do a snag out of this particular tree, and then I can reflect that down in as well. Okay, now I'm going to add a little kind of a tree snag here so that I can reflect that down. But I realize that the light is on the right-hand side in the tree, and it's on the left-hand side in the building. So when you're combining pictures like that, you just have to remember what side the shadow goes on. So the shadow goes on this side of this one. Again, I'm not doing a portrait of that. I'm just using it for reference. Now let's see. Well, I'm still thinking of it. Put this reflection in here like this. While it's still wet here, pull out some branches. Let's see the angles that they would come out here like this. Too far away. We're actually reflecting this part of the tree in here because of the distance. Soften this into the landscape. Streak this with a little bit of water so that it looks like a reflection. And then drop in some of this stuff. Okay, that takes care of that background area. And then a little bit dark, the inside edge here. Help you to see the edge of the puddle. Let's see. This could be a marsh back there. And we'll take a little bit of green, push down into here, soften those edges. All right, things are getting pretty complicated here. We better start simplifying. Okay, so I'm going to just get some burnt sienna and some phthalo blue to make a sort of an evergreen dark greener color here. And then I need to push the color just a little bit in the value here. Some of these weeds. Now they have to reflect down in. Edges like this, and then they can occur back again in the reflection. Make a little darker edge on the gravel here. Good gradation. There we go. Now that makes it all muddy. Okay. Light, dark, warm, cool. Okay, now we want to show the blue of the sky down into this part of the reflection, so as if there were some clouds up there right above your head, right over the top of everything. And we'll add a tiny bit of our organic vermilion to that cobalt blue to get some darker purple in here. Some of these edges should be wet, so it looks like wet mud. Darker here. Gradation though, variety in color. Okay, and then we need some streaks. Across the reflections, so we know that those are the reflections. And if we have dark ones over the light area, then we should have some light ones pulled out. Just pull them out like this. Lift. Just a little bit more here. If you've lost a little bit of the sparkle in the background, or really any place, you can pick out a few little extra spots of white to show the surface of the water with your X-Acto knife. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson on painting reflections in a puddle. Thanks for watching.